It is time for one last look at our fantasy lineups before the Week 16 action begins, and we're going to help you out in this week's Sunday Morning Quickie. Welcome on into another edition of Wingman Fantasy Football, the League Podcast. I'm your host, Michael Furley. And if you allow me, I'd like to help you set your fantasy football lineups. There's only a few minutes left before the Week 16 action begins. So this is Sunday, December 21st. This is episode 216, and it's time for our Week 16 Sunday Morning Quickie. In this show, we'll see who's in and who's out for Week 16. We will review our show's starts of the week and let you know the very best way to get the most updated news to help you set your fantasy football lineups. But before we do any of that, I'd like to make sure that everybody is in the room.
Wingmen assemble!
All right, now that everyone is here, let's get right into it as time is short. Let's see who's in, who's out, who's hurt, and who's not in this week's Actives and Actives. We're going to let you know the players that are out today due to being on the IR. Bam Knight, Arizona running back, was placed on the IR this week, meaning his season is done. Devon Vele for New Orleans was also placed on the IR. He is out for the rest of the year, as well as running back Devin Neal with that hamstring injury was placed on IR and going to be done for the rest of the season. We all know Patrick Mahomes suffered that season-ending surgery. He has now been placed on IR, officially done. And these last two guys are a little more interesting. Garrett Wilson will not be activated from the IR for the remainder of the season. And Marshawn Lloyd, who was on the IR to start the year, had his 21-day practice window open. However, has been placed on the IR again, which means his season is over. All right, now for players that are out today. We've got Dylan Sampson, Cleveland running back, once again is out for the Cleveland Browns with a calf injury. David Njoku is out once again with a knee injury. Mason Taylor, New York Jets tight end, is not going to play today with a neck injury. Alvin Kamara is out once again, making way for Audric Estime, and I'm not sure his first name, Hull, are going to be the main running backs now for, I think it's Evan Hull, for the New Orleans Saints. Rashee Rice is out today with a concussion. Bayshul Tuten is out with a finger injury. Ricky Pearsall is not going to play on Monday night with that knee injury. Anthony Richardson had his 21-day practice window opened, which means he might get back on the field depending on how the Colts do and how Phillip Rivers does. However, he has not been activated yet. He is out once again today. Keon Coleman is a healthy scratch. This is the third time this season he's been a healthy scratch, as well as Gabe Davis also. Matt Prater for Buffalo Bills is out today, which means Michael Badgley will be doing the kicking duties for the Buffalo Bills today. And Tua Tagovailoa is not going to serve as the backup. He is out today. He's been benched for Quentin Ewers, which means Zach Wilson will remain in his normal position as the number 2.
Who does number 2 work for?
All right, for some other players that were questionable right up to the last minute, let's check on their statuses today. Quentin Johnston, LA Chargers wide receiver, is active today. He will play. Tyrod Taylor was listed as questionable. He will be active, but he will remain the backup for the New York Jets. Is it Brady Cook will be the starting quarterback for the Jets today? Justin Fields is out today, so he's not even going to be dressed. Gunnar Helm, Tennessee Titans tight end, is going to play today. He will play. T. Higgins is going to play today. He was dealing with a concussion that sat him out last week, but he is back on the field. And some for better news here, Drake London is expected to play today.
Welcome back.
Marvin Harrison Jr., Arizona wide receiver, is expected to play, although they said to ease him in, he may be on a snap count. Nick Chubb and Woody Marks are both expected to play today. Not sure how that backfield is going to be split up with rookie Jordan, but nonetheless, they're going to have all of their running backs healthy today. All right, guys, let's take a look at our starts of the week for Week 16.
Bring it in. Take a knee. Who wants in?
Oh, pick me! Oh, I know, me!
All right, son. Don't let me down. You're in.
Wingman Fantasy Football starts of the week.
All right, we're going to get right into it. My co-host Bernie, his starts of the week for week 16 are as follows. At quarterback, he is going with Bryce Young, projected at 16.5 points, up against the Tampa Bay Bucks, who give the second most points to the quarterback position. His running back start of the week is Omarion Hampton, projected at 12.8 points, up against the Dallas Cowboys, who give up the seventh most points to the running back position. In his wide receiver start of the week with Rashee out, he is going with Xavier Worthy.
We're not worthy! We're not worthy!
Projected at 11.1 points. A pretty high projection for Worthy, to be honest with you. But up against the Tennessee Titans, who give up the sixth most points to the wide receiver position. And these are Bernie's week 16 starts of the week. All right, now for my starts of the week for week 16. My start of the week at quarterback this week is Joe Burrow against the Miami Dolphins, who give up the 11th most points to the position, and Joe Burrow is projected at 20.2 points. I'm going with a streaming fill-in this week with Audric Estime versus the New York Jets, who give up the third most points to the running back position. He's projected at only 6.8 points, and I'm going to put my money where my mouth is. I'm actually sitting RJ Harvey instead and putting Audric Estime in that spot. So I'm doing it. I'm letting you guys know you could do it. I'm going to do it as well. And my receiver start of the week is a little lad McConkey, projected at 11.5 points, coming off two consecutive duds. But the LA Chargers are playing the Dallas Cowboys, who give up the most most points to the wide receiver position. And those are my week 16 starts of the week. All right, guys, thank you for joining me today. I know we're getting this one out late. I've been swamped at work. I appreciate your patience and understanding. And if there's any last-minute news you guys are going to need, especially for your 4 o'clock games here and even later, you can go ahead and go to our webpage at wingmanfantasyfootball.com. Over there, we have several news aggregators, including the inactive list that populates approximately 90 minutes prior to kickoff. So go use that tool to help you get the last minute news to help you set your fantasy football lineups. With that being said, this is the quickest of the quickies. I want to thank you all for joining me once again. This will be our last week for the season coming into week 17 here. I want to thank you guys all for joining us. If you want to find our audio feeds, we're out there on all of your favorite podcasting platforms. Just search Wingman the League. We'll come to the top of your search. And while you're there, hit the follow button, leave a 5-star review, and go ahead and don't be afraid to leave a comment there as well. If you want to see our show, of course, we have our YouTube channel at wingmanfantasyfootball.com/YouTube or youtube.com/@wingmanfantasyfootball. When you head over there, guys, do me that favor. Hit that like button, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and leave any comments you would like, as we're going to have some award nominees coming out this week for some of our best players, our best draft day values, biggest draft day busts, all that kind of stuff. So we will need your help getting our nominees for this award show. So with that being said, guys, may your glasses be full, your mugs stay frosty. Good luck to those guys fighting for a championship bid this week. And with that being said, we will see you next time.